to how to deal with cravings and emotional eating. This is tip number 3. So if you haven't watched the first 2 videos, go watch those right now. Come back to this video after. If you have watched them, I hope that they're serving you well and you are ready for tip number 3. So the third tip is, after you've paused and taken some long, slow, deep breaths, is to ask yourself these 2 questions. The first question is, what's going on for me right now? Another way to think about this is, how am I feeling? What am I thinking about right now? So really checking in with your inner state. The second question you're going to ask yourself, second idea, is, what do I really need right now? So you're trying to decide, how are you feeling? What's going on for you? And then what do you need? So what's happening in these moments is that we are feeling or thinking about something that's just too much for us to bear, or that we don't know how to take care of, or even we're moving too quickly to be able to tap into those needs. And so we go to food instead to give us kind of an immediate gratification, to feel better immediately. And the trouble with that is, not only can it be detrimental to our health long term if we're doing this a lot, and it also could create feelings of shame and helplessness, is that after we've eaten whatever we've chosen to eat, we are eventually going to come back to that original feeling state that we were in before. In this place, this moment, this is a time when our spirit, our body, is calling for our attention, saying, I need something. I need you to pay attention to me. So by asking yourself these questions and checking in with yourself like a loving parent or a loving friend, you're using these moments as moments to get to know yourself better and to take better care of yourself. So a lot of the times we are just feeling exhausted, and what we really need is to go to sleep, especially with late night eating. You may find that you're just feeling really sad and you don't even need to do anything. You just need to sit with the sadness. Or maybe you're really bored and you need to find something to do about that. Maybe get a Kindle or go for a walk. So many of us weren't taught how to meet our own needs growing up. And in our society, emotions and sensitivity and feelings aren't something that's honored and talked about. And we're human beings and we have a ton of emotions, especially those fellow sensitive souls out there. So early on we're taught to just push those feelings down and not even go to them. And what happens is, a lot of us choose to go to food because we still have this need, this hunger, this insatiable feelings to deal with. So we're using these moments to tap into all of that, to know that you're safe and you're okay, and really tapping into what you need and then giving it to yourself. I want to share a really quick story with you from my own personal life that may help illustrate this. So for about a year, I had a job where I was working a little bit later in the day, and I was pretty active at it, pretty amped at this job, and I would get home and I would feel really overwhelmed. What was happening is, I wasn't pausing during the day. I would just go. I would go to this job, and then I would come home and feel overwhelmed. And every single day, as soon as I got home, I would go eat dinner. It would literally be get home and then eat dinner right after. Sometimes I wasn't even physically hungry for dinner, but it was just home, dinner. And when I started to use this process with myself, I realized that in these moments I was using food to get grounded and to get into my body and to just calm down from the day. And, I started to notice this pattern, exactly what I was talking about before. What was going on for me was, I was exhausted and really overwhelmed. And what I really needed to do was get calm and grounded. And because I really didn't know how to do that throughout that time, I was using food. And I became more and more uncomfortable with that habit, and I chose differently over time. And so now when I get home from that kind of day, I'll take a hot shower or lay on my acupressure mat or do some stretching or just really take my time unwinding before dinner and using those tools, using my own inner resources to meet those needs versus using food. So I just share with you that because I think that a lot of you can relate to that story and kind of have your own, and to illustrate this point I'm making about meeting our own needs. So that was your final tip in this series. I would love to chat with you further about this. If you are still feeling like you're stuck with food and emotional eating, you can schedule a complimentary 30-minute breakthrough session with me, and I'll put the link to that below. Feel free to leave me comments. I'd just love to connect with you about this important issue. All right, take care.